Hi there, homespun friends. It is good to see you this morning. It is a beautiful Sunday morning, and I'm in my car, but unfortunately, I'm not on my way to church. I've had the busiest couple of weeks. I'm going to tell you, everything is trying to get off track with me these past 2 weeks, and I'm just not going to let it bother me. I'm turning all of this over to the Lord. It has been wild. Both of my daughters have been sick. The daughter that's 6 months pregnant was sick for almost 2 weeks before her doctor would give her an antibiotic. She started out with like white patches in her throat. She had blisters down her throat. She's had migraine headaches. She's had severe nausea and some vomiting. She's had a whole host of symptoms that they tried to treat. She's had a lot of fluid in her ears. They finally determined she did have an ear infection. But she has been to her doctor, her OBGYN, urgent care, and twice to the ER. And the last time she went to the ER was Friday night. Now, this is Sunday morning. And Friday night, she got a fantastic doctor. Wonderful, wonderful doctor. He was very thorough. And they determined that she has a bacterial infection. They gave her a big boost of steroids, some other medications, and antibiotics. And she's already feeling better this morning. But going through that was so hard. In the meantime, this same daughter has 2 children. Her son had 2 incidences happen this same week. First, he woke up one morning and could not move his shoulders or his neck at all. He's almost 4 years old, and he was screaming in pain. He had dark circles under his eyes. And so she took him into the pediatrician, and the pediatrician was very worried about him and was concerned he had meningitis. So we went through 2 days of all kinds of tests, treatments, and constant visits going in. We tried to keep him out of the hospital. There's so much sickness. They were just trying to determine if it was a virus that was going to pass. You know, they didn't want to have to admit him to the hospital. And it was apparently a virus. It did pass. Praise you, Lord. But that was concerning. This same child, 2 days later, was playing while his mom was sick, and she was in the restroom, and he was bouncing up and down inside of the entertainment center, a place where they keep their family room toys. He had pulled all those toys out. He had climbed up in there, and he told us he was trying to make his sissy laugh. His sissy is 2. And so he was trying to make her laugh, and he bumped just right the side of the entertainment center on the inside and made a piece fall down, and it hit him in the head, and it bled like crazy. And we did have to go to the ER for that one, but he didn't need stitches or anything. The other daughter had dental surgery. She was having a dental implant, and they were going to have to remove a cracked and broken tooth, and they were going to surgically remove it. They were going to bone graft it and put the titanium screw in for the implant. And that was done on Thursday. Well, something has gone wrong with that, and she has been sick ever since. She has had terrible swelling and pain, which is something they told her she should not be having. And her dentist has refused to come in and see her. I mean, basically, every time that she's called him, he's just told her to rinse her mouth out with warm salt water, that she really shouldn't be hurting that bad. I'm like, what is going on with the medical profession? I don't know, but it's very concerning. So finally last night, her husband called the dentist and said, my wife is deathly ill. Tell me what to do. And he said, go to the ER. And so I took her and let him stay with the 4 children. We were thinking if they got up in the middle of the night and no parent was there, they might be scared or something. So I took my daughter up there, and we got a wonderful ER doctor. And she tried to drain it. She could feel that there was a pus pocket there, and she could feel that there was an abscess underneath. That's a big problem, because that means the antibiotic my daughter has been taking has probably not been working. She tried to drain it, but it didn't. She could not get deep enough to get it out. So anyway, the dentist finally called my daughter back this morning and said, meet me at my office at 11:45. So I'm going over there to get my daughter to take her, and that's why I'm not at church. So it has just been a tough time. And then I had several great things happen this week, though. It was my mom's birthday on Thursday. She turned 72. And because it was my husband's day off, we took off down there and spent a good part of the day with them. And I took my mom a beautiful geranium and a pair of gold hoop earrings. She loves hoops, and she's always saying they're kind of hard to find, and they can be. Hoops can be tough to find. So anyway, I found her a real pretty pair of hoop earrings and took those to her for her birthday. And then I would like to say that we took my parents to lunch, but as you know from a previous video, no one really takes my parents to lunch. Not if you are a child and their family. They take you to lunch, right? So they took us to lunch and they paid for it. I'm like, Mom, I'm going to come down there and see you. I want to bring you your presents and I want to spend some time with you, and I'd really like to have lunch with you, but we got to talk about this before we go. You've got to pick where you want to go, and you've got to let me pay for it because it's your birthday. And she said, now we're not doing that. I know right where we're going to go. We're going to go up here around the corner to Billy's. They have great food up there. You have never been, and Daddy's going to pay for it. And I said, Mama, please just let me pay for one of your meals. She said, Daddy is going to pay for it, or you might as well not come. So Daddy paid for it. Daddy paid for it, and I had Salisbury steak with rice. It was super, super good. What else did I have? I ate it all. I mean, it was really good. Everything that I had was good. So my mom had a fried chicken salad. It looked really good too. So anyway, that was Thursday. And then Thursday afternoon, that was when my daughter had her dental surgery. So we picked up, her oldest daughter's in kindergarten, and we picked her up from school, and we took her to Pizza Hut, and we had some fun with her. Her younger children were with a sitter. Because I had been with my mom that day, I really wasn't able to sit them, and so they have a standby sitter that is excellent with kids. So that's where they were. On Friday, our staff took us out to lunch because my husband and I have been at this church for 15 years. It was actually 15 years yesterday, which was April 1st. That my husband told them, do not put that down in the books. You do not put down that I started on April Fool's Day. I'll never live that down. He said, just put down that I started April 2nd. So they did that officially, but really, he started on April 1st. So they took us out to lunch, and it was really good. They gave us some gifts. It was really nice. And next weekend, our church is having a reception for us, which is so sweet. But I wish they wouldn't have done it, but that is a nice thing to do. Let's see, what else happened this week? I mean, it has been full, so full of different things. I can't even remember them all. There's been so many, but I will tell you this. I was contemplating all this morning when I got up because I feel sort of run down. And yes, I do kind of have a frog in my throat. I'm not sick. I think this is allergies. I've been outside as much as I can be this week, and the wind is really blowing now a lot. And all of that pollen is in the air. It's covered my car. I'm taking Claritin. I'm taking Benadryl at night, and I'm taking honey. And I haven't been drinking any tea, but I probably should. What do you guys do for allergies? I'd just be curious to know what you use. But I'm taking Claritin during the day. I take a Benadryl at night, and I'm eating honey every day, local honey. So I'm hoping that these things will help me. But this is the way I am every spring and fall. I have allergy issues, so that's normal. That's normal for me. And it'll kind of make me squeaky for a little while, but hopefully that'll be all that it is. But you know, I think Satan tries to take advantage of us when we have difficult things happen in our lives. He tries to bring us down. But in the midst of it all, the Lord is with us. And that's what I was praising Him for this morning. I was thinking of my life verse. Now, I've talked about my life verse in a previous video months ago. And so some of you might not have been with me then. But I would encourage you, if you do not have a scripture verse or verses that speak to your heart, that you can cling to when things are good, and that you can cling to when things are bad, you need to get you one. My life verse is Exodus 15, 2 and 3. It's really 2 verses. And I was thinking of them today. I've said them several times this morning. It says, Lord, you are my strength and my song. You have become my salvation. You are my God, and I will praise you. You're my Father's God, and I will exalt you. The Lord is a warrior. The Lord is His name. And I love that verse 3. I love that it says, the Lord is a warrior. And when I read that verse during this particular time in my life, I said, Lord, if there's ever a time ever a time that I need a warrior, it's now. And I don't just need any warrior. I need a perfect warrior. I need one that is perfectly strong, perfectly righteous, that will redeem me, that will save me, that will love me and forgive me, will take care of me, who will come along beside me, who will walk every step of the way with me. And when I can no longer walk, he will carry me. He will lift me up out of the mire. He will take that rod and that staff. He will get me out of the crevices of life. He will push me along in the way with that rod. He is going to take care of me in every way, and he is going to fight for me. And that is the kind of warrior I need. And so that became my life verse. And I thought about that, especially this morning as I was looking back over the last couple of weeks that I've had. I said, Lord, you are my warrior. I don't have to worry about anything. I don't have to do this in my own strength. You got this. You got this because you are my God. And what an awesomely perfect God he is. So friends, when life is getting you down, when troubles weigh you down, cling to him. Cling to him. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing this morning. It is a joy to spend time with you, friends. It is a joy to see you. I hope this week things are going to calm down for me. And I'm going to be able to get back to doing my regular videos. I think tomorrow we will be back in having a Mary Heart and a Martha World. So those of you who've been ordering your books, just get on over there in chapter 2 with us, and we'll talk a little bit about that this week. Have a wonderful and blessed day, friends, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.